right, folks, we're gonna track this out for you. You know, we got a little whelping card here. As we have whelping details, as it were. There again, Puppy's mom is Faye, dad is Merc. So, if you guys want to get your pens and pencils out, hit pause now, and I'm gonna give you some details of what's going on with these dogs. And we got the different colored collars, as you'll see in a little bit, around their necks. And we'll tell you what they are and what they weighed, what time they were born, what they weighed, and what gender they are. And we'll go from there. And the color, obviously. So as we go through this series, you can kind of pick your favorites and kind of go, I want to follow that one and see how it's doing. And you can put names down in the comments, name suggestions down in the comments just for fun. What would you name a dog? So the first one I'm going to talk about is Pink. That was the first one born at 3:30 a.m. You didn't put a date down on the birth date. It's blank.
Oh no.
Oh no. I've got to write it down. What was yesterday? The 26th? January 26th, right? Okay. Can I write that down? Okay. 1/26/26. 1/26/26. There's got to be something cool about that. But anyway, 3:30 a.m. The first one was born. It was a Merle pup. She was a female. And her weight came in at 0.75 pounds. That's in pounds, right? On the thing? On your scale? Yeah, 0.75. Okay. And then, okay, we'll determine if that's what that weight is. So write down 0.75, all right? The second one was born at 3:40. Just 10 minutes later, came right out. It was a male, and it was a white male. And it was 0.815. And so far, that is the largest of the bunch, was the second one born, as far as the weight goes when it was born. And then from 3:40, nothing happened all the way to 6:10 a.m. Then she had another female that was black, and 0.68 was the weight. And sorry, let's go back up. Pink was the first one, collar. Purple was the second collar at 3:40, male, white, 8.81. In case you're writing this down, I hope I'm making you guys, don't write it in pen if I'm talking. Come on now. Aqua color. Born at 6'10", female, black, 0.68. The fourth pup that was born the collar is black at 7:30 a.m. that day. Female, that's a Merle color, 0.68 pounds. I think it's pounds. And the next one was a brown collar, born at 8:30, a male, Merle, 0.74. A light brown collar, 9 a.m., female, Merle, 0.67. Then at 10:30, so she was busy all day, so that's why she didn't move at all hardly yesterday. She just laid around, let the puppies do her thing. She kept licking them and keeping them in control. Today was really her first day out of the bed, wasn't it? So she stayed in the bed all night last night. Yellow, pup number 7 was yellow, born at 10:30 a.m. There's a male. There's the other second white one that comes out, 0.58. And he is the smallest of the group at this point. So both the white ones are the biggest and the smallest of the group on the birthday. And then orange was born at 10:50 a.m., female, orange collar, Merle, 0.63 pounds. And a red collar was born at 11:10. That was last one out of the chute. Male, Merle, 0.67 pounds. So today, day 2, we're calling it. So day 1 was yesterday, was actually the birthday. Today would be the actual first full day that they were around, but we're calling this day 2. The pink one went from 0.75 to 0.35, so went down a little bit. Purple, 0.81 to 0.77. So they all dropped some weight, except for one. But the aqua color, from 0.68 to 0.65. The black one, collar, 0.68 to 0.69. Now it was 0.685 to 0.690. So, the scale could have been from one day to the next, could have been just a little bit, 3 decimal places. Come on. Brown, 0.745 to 0.775. Brown went up. Light brown went from 0.67 to 0.64. Yellow, 0.585 or 0.58 to 0.58. Zero gain. Orange, 0.63 to 0.610. And red, 0.67 to 0.665. Now, we're going to watch these closely. We're going to, we'll watch this because we got them on a card here. And we'll see if anybody's trending in the wrong direction. And we'll make corrections as needed by making sure we make sure that pup gets latched on a few more times during the day whenever possible. A little human intervention, as it were. I'm pretty sure the pup would survive just fine anyway, because there's a lot of pups drinking, a lot of pups resting, and they take turns. So there's only 8 spigots, 9 pups. They'll make it work somehow. All right. Well, let's go take a look at the pups and a little closer look. I got much better lighting on myself right now and way much better lighting on the pups, so we can see. Maybe lighting on me is not a good thing, but on the pups, it's a good thing. So we'll let you see those guys. We'll talk through some of the things that we're seeing there with the puppies, and we'll go from there. And this will be your episode 2 update on Poodles, Not Doodles channel. No, this is Michael in the backyard, as usual. We're just in the house right now taking care of pups. And there will be more regular content mixed in, like my once a week thing anyway. We just wanted to take this opportunity to share our puppy journey with you. Some people might be interested, some people may not. That's fine. It's not for everybody. Please leave comments down below if you want to leave comments. We've already got, from last night's video, got like 108 views. And that's not setting the world on fire, folks, but I do appreciate each one of you that have tuned in, and those of you that left comments, thank you very much. And yeah, we're having fun with the pups. It's a good time. I plan on keeping one puppy. I haven't decided which one yet. The boss over here is already starting to pick a favorite, so, and I haven't picked a favorite, so do we keep 1 or 2 dogs? And we've already got homes lined up for several of them already, people that are want to pup. And there again, we want to make sure these dogs are going to go to really good homes, the people that want to care for them, that people, you know, nothing worse than it would just break my heart to see a pup go to a home and if somebody didn't care for it or abused it and then it ended up dumped off somewhere. That would absolutely break my heart. So these people that would get a dog will have been vetted out very well, as far as there's going to be people we know or friends of friends that are, you know, that have pets or have children. And, or I know a person that had just lost a pet recently. And by the time these are of age to adopt out, might be ready for another pet because they got kids and the kids really miss their dog. And you know, there's always those opportunities to put another dog in somebody else's life. Now, the one thing the boss and I are kind of at odds about is I don't want to dock any of these tails on any of these dogs. All of our other poodles we've ever had all had docked tails. When our last litter we had, last litter, we had one person that knew the puppy from basically week 1, picked out her puppy and wanted it and was coming and visiting it every week. Huh?
The day it was born.
Oh, the day it was born even, yeah.
She wanted the red.
She wanted the red one. And so it was one of those things that she didn't want the tail docked and all that fun stuff, so that was fine. And she still has the dog today. So everybody that's from, everybody from all our first 2 litters we had with Riley and Oliver, we've stayed in kind of contact with all those owners. They've reached, you know, they've shared photos with us and vice versa and stuff. So, you know, we know all those puppies are doing well. They're all 5 years old now, and we haven't had puppies for 5 years, or 4.5 years roughly, because their second litter is about half a year later. But that's where we're at today. There again, we're not puppy breeders. This was a lineage continuation, as I said in episode 1, trying to keep Merc's lineage and there again, Riley and Oliver's lineage going, because they're just awesome dogs. They're all 4 just laying right here now. We'll go see Faye. She's in the whelping pen right now, which might seem kind of weird, but it's in our bedroom. We want to be close to our dogs, and we don't want Faye to feel like she's outcast. So when we go in the room at night, she's sleeping in there with us like she always does anyway. The only difference is she's sleeping in the whelping pen and not between the boss and I. And it's crazy because she has a waistline again. I just saw her wandering around when I got home from work today, and she's back to skinny in the waist again. And it's like, wow, because she had been so thick for so long, but she was carrying 9 pups. Without further ado, let's get in there and take a look at these dogs. That's what you're waiting on, right? Yes. All right, Faye, how's all your puppies doing? We got all 9 of them still kicking, don't you? You've been a good mom so far. So, folks, this is the second night. If you saw episode 1, this is about 24 hours later in episode 2. And we got Faye here. She's our merle-colored standard poodle. And these are standard poodles. These are not Doodles. And let's see, we got one here that was whining. Let's see if we can get you in. Look at this guy. Look at this little guy. Isn't that just the sweetest looking little pup? Oh, yeah. We'll get you back to Mom. Get you there in the mix. Now, I don't want to wrestle around with these guys too much tonight. Mom has finally gotten out of bed, and she's ate a lot of food today, drank a lot of water. She's back to her normal cheerful self, and but she's been real tentative to the puppies. But she'll get up and run around the house a little bit, then she's right back in here making sure these guys are fed, aren't you, Faye? You're my good puppy. You're so good. She's been a really good dog. And, yeah, all 9 of them are doing well. And we want to make sure they're all gaining weight. Since we do have 8 pups, or 9 pups, and there's only, let's just say 8 spigots. So they're all taking turns drinking out of different spigots, so to speak, and making sure everybody gets enough nutrition. So they all have their different color collars on, so we can identify them. Yes, they are very different in color. There's no two really alike right now. And except the 2 blonde ones, they're pretty similar. But they're doing really well so far. And there again, like I said, I promised you I'd get you better lighting so you can see what's going on in here. And we won't keep the light on very long. We don't want to disturb Mom and pups too much. Oh, Faye doesn't seem to mind it too much. But she's been real good, Mom, taking care of these guys. And the little umbilical cords are all dried up to this. It looks like a little piece of thread now. That'll be falling off before too long. But they all seem to be strong and doing really good.
For them not knowing what to do.
Yeah, it's just amazing, you know, how nature just takes care of things. And she knew what to do birthing these babies, and all the pups knew what to do right after they were born to try to get some nourishment. And then Faye, being a first-time mom here, she's doing a real good job of just making sure all her little puppies are taken care of. Any of the other dogs come near her little whelping pen here, she'll start to growl at them a little bit, and they pay attention. They don't want none of that business. And make no mistake, she's such a good dog. She'll let us touch these pups and do whatever with them, and she don't care. But as soon as you pick one up and get it a little too far away from her, she's like, "What are you doing?" But yeah, she'll nuzzle them around and lick them all up, get them cleaned up, keep them doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this is just another little quick update. We're going to do these updates for the next 7 days. We're going to do 7 days worth, and then we'll try to check back in a week, just for anybody that wants to follow along to see what this old litter of puppies is doing. Well, that little white one's got a mouthful and just going to town. Goodness gracious. But yeah, she's done a real good job so far. Like I said, we got the weights on them, as we'll check the weights tomorrow. If any of them don't seem like they're gaining enough or gaining at all after day 2 or 48 hours, we'll just make sure that one gets latched on a little bit more. And we'll kind of like do a little manual override, as it were, to make sure that puppy gets everything it needs. Don't want anybody falling behind the curb. They're all very similar in weight. I like the Merle. There's that white and black. Then there's that almost tan and black color. I like that tan and black.
The brown one over there, the collar.
Yeah, this one over here.
Looks like a brindle almost.
Yeah. They're all just such a variety. And the black ones with the little black spots, the chest.
It's not a solid black.
There's not a solid black. And there again, as we've experienced, these pups. Whoa, what happened, little guy? Mom's checking in on you. Yeah, get back over there. Get back over there. But yeah, all of them seem very strong and very healthy so far. No weaklings in this bunch. She's done a real good job. Alrighty. We're going to leave Mom alone now, and we'll start handling the puppies a little more on camera here and kind of showing you some more close-ups. I've got some photographs I'll be putting across the screen while I'm talking, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, folks. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found it entertaining at the least. Share it with your friends. Like and subscribe. Let's follow this puppy journey all the way to the point where they start getting adopted out. And there again, we haven't decided whether we're keeping one or two or not, any at all. No, we're keeping one. There's no question about that. I've already got a name picked out in my mind, and it's I think a unique name, but it's a very good dog name, but it's not a very common name. I've never heard another dog called this name before, but it just makes sense. If I've told other people about what the dog's name is going to be, and they're like, oh, that sounds pretty good. I like that. So, all right. I keep glancing over to my right because the boss is over here making sure I'm, reading off the cue cards just fine, because that's the amount of prep work I do. Nope. All right, folks. Take care of one another. Be good. I'm out.